Hello students, today we are going to study the sixth poem of First Flight, Amanda, written by Robin Klein. Before going to the text, let us know about the poetess. Robin Klein is an Australian author of books for children. She was born on 28 February 1936 in New South Wales and now resides near Melbourne. She had her first short story published at the age of 16. Several of her books have been listed for CBCA Children's Book of the Year Award. Hating Alison Ashley, Hallway Across the Galaxy, Turn Left, and Boss of the Pool are some of her famous writings. My dear students, let's know about the central idea of the poem Amanda. The greatest wealth that a child wants to possess is his or her freedom. And the thing that he or she never likes is the constant nagging, unwanted instructions, and even overprotection of the parents. Amanda is the story of a young girl who is constantly controlled and instructed to do one thing or the other by her parents. Every child wants to enjoy the dreamy and romantic world of his or her childhood. She doesn't want to cut this romantic and fascinating world of her short. Any kind of instruction or interference curtails her freedom. She doesn't want to be denied chocolate and wants to sit and behave exactly as she wants. She would rather indulge in fantasies than clean her room or her shoes. She wants to postpone growing up. She wants to remain a child for just a little bit longer. Now, my dear students, let us come to know the style of the poem. In which style the poem Amanda is written? In this poem, each of the stanza spoken by her mother follows the rhyme scheme AA BA. The last word of the first, second, and fourth lines are the same. On the other hand, the stanzas spoken by Amanda consist of the three rhyming lines each. The use of metaphor is used effectively as a poetic device in second, fourth, and sixth stanzas. Amanda imagines herself as first as a mermaid, then as an orphan, and finally becomes Rapunzel. Dear students, here in this poem, every child feels that she or he is controlled and instructed not to do one thing or another. You too may feel that your freedom is curtailed. Write down some of the things you want to do, but your parents, elders do not allow you to. To read the poem aloud, form pairs, each reading alternate stanzas you are in for a surprise. Now, without making any delay, let's come to the text and try to comprehend the meaning of each stanza. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. Here in the first stanza, Amanda is biting her nails. Her mother asks her not to do so, nor does she want that she should hunch her shoulders down. She wants her to sit straight. Amanda seems to be drooping her body towards one side. Her mother wants her to adopt a right posture and sit up straight. Now come to the next stanza. There is a languid emerald sea. Languid means calm. Emerald sea, that means a greenish like an emerald. Where the sole inhabitant is me. Soul means only one. Inhabitant, dweller, is me. A mermaid drifting blissfully. Here, mermaid means a maid with a tail of a fish. Drifting, moving leisurely. Blissfully means in a state of bliss. Here in this second stanza, the poet describes Amanda doesn't bother what her mother wants. She is lost in her dreamy world. She imagines as if she were in a quiet emerald island. There is no one there except her. There she moves around freely and blissfully like a mermaid. Now come to the third stanza. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. Here, tidy means make clean. In this stanza, mother gives instruction. Mother gives instructions to Amanda. Amanda's mother asks if she has finished her homework. She asks if she has made her room tidy or not. Amanda has not cleaned her shoes yet. Her mother has already asked her to clean her shoes. Now, come to the next stanza. I am an orphan roaming the streets. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. My dear students, let's come to know the meaning of some difficult word. Roaming means wandering. Pattern means design. Dust means sand. Hushed means silent. Bare feet means without shoes. Freedom means independence. So here in this stanza, Amanda prefers to be an orphan. Amanda doesn't want to be instructed at every step. She wants to lead her own kind of life. She prefers to be an orphan roaming aimlessly, leisurely around the streets. She wants to walk over the soft dust with her bare feet. She wants her bare feet leave patterns or designs on the dust. She wants to lead a silent and peaceful life. She wants to preserve her freedom. It is the sweetest thing to her in life. Now, my dear students, come to the next stanza. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda? Here in this stanza, the mother of Amanda warns her not to eat chocolate. Amanda's mother instructs her not to eat chocolate. She must remember that she has acne. Eating chocolate can create problems for her. Amanda doesn't bother what her mother is saying, nor does she look at her mother when she is giving her instructions. The mother expects her to look towards her while she is speaking to her. Now, come to the next page. Here in this stanza, Amanda describes herself and what she wants to be. Listen. I am Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. See how she imagines. I am Rapunzel. Rapunzel means a fairy with a golden hair living all alone in a tower. And she says that I have not a care. She doesn't bother. Life in a tower. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. Amanda becomes Rapunzel. Again, Amanda doesn't care a bit what her mother says. She's again lost in her dreamy world. She imagines herself as Rapunzel living in a lonely tower. In what tower? Life is free from all cares. It is rare peace and tranquility that prevails there all the time. She is proud of her beautiful hair as Rapunzel was. She will certainly never let down her bright hair like her. Now, my dear students, come to the last stanza and try to comprehend the meaning of last stanza. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Here, my dear students, let's know the meaning of difficult word sulking. Sulking means feeling unhappy. Moody means unstable nature. Nagged means taunted and troubled. Here, in the last stanza, the mother finds her, that means Amanda, moody. Amanda's mother asks her not to sulk or feel unhappy anymore. She feels that Amanda is always moody and keeps on behaving like that. She must stop sulking and feeling unhappy. Otherwise, people will think that Amanda is unhappy because her mother is always nagging at her, means troubled at or taunted at her. So, here in the last stanza, mother says that people will think that Amanda is unhappy because her mother is always instructing and troubling and nagging at her. So, my dear students, this is all about this poem. I hope that you have understood well. When, whenever you will go through the text, try to comprehend the meaning and write down the questions answer in your notebook. Thank you.